ELI 5. Why does the US import so much oil when they are the world's largest exporter of it? I keep hearing over and over that the US imports all of its gasoline and raw petroleum that it used. However, when you look at the numbers, it's the greatest exporter of oil ever. Wouldn't it make more sense for the US to just take some that they produce and keep it to sell to its own consumers? It does use what it produces. It also exports what it produces. Whoever you heard that from either misunderstands the situation or is reliant on outdated information. The US has always imported a lot of crude oil to refine and export. Historically, US refineries have had a lot of excess capacity, which positioned it well to import crude and export refined products. This is a value-add industry since the refined products are more valuable than the crude. The US at one time consumed more crude oil than it produced. That has not been true over the last decade or two. The idea that the US consumes more oil than it produces is left over from high oil prices and shortages due to the OPEC oil embargo in the 70s when that was true. US policy has focused on energy independence ever since. The US is huge. It doesn't make sense to ship oil from Alaska to the East Coast to refine. As a result, the US tends to export crude from Alaska to Asia and imports crude from South America/Canada to the East Coast. For oil is not interchangeable and refinery processes are generally highly specific one specific source. Changing sources takes no small amount of work and can be so complex you might as well just build a new refinery from the ground up. Also 4A, the cost of transporting oil is fairly fixed. Unless it's from local extraction, it barely matters where in the world it comes from. An extra 1,000 miles by tanker ship is not a severe increase above the cost of transporting it by tanker ship at all. If you're set up to refine Saudi Arabian oil, even if there was an equivalent domestic source, the shorter distance is not a big deal unless you can use pipelines, which are a political mess and huge capital expense. Combined, you're almost always better off just building a new refinery close to domestic crude sources, and then continuing to import to keep existing refineries in operation.